Good morning, beloveds. I got a little tired of Facebook's shenanigans with portrait mode, so I'm trying a different option. The only problem is it only lets me stream to one platform at a time, so it means I'm going to have to go share it to my other Facebook page. But you know what? Again, I don't know. And I'm running late because we turned the alarms off and it's cloudy outside and cold outside and we both just slept in. So, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see how this goes. All right, beloveds. It is November 23rd. Our title is Demonstration. In knowing truth, we know God. And when we reason according to this knowledge of God, we consult the true principle, which is in reality asking of God. Now, there is a condition upon which you receive what you ask for, which is that you abide in truth. Jesus said, if you abide in me and my works abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. To abide in Christ is to abide in truth, and your receiving what you ask for depends upon the accuracy of your reasonings and your willingness to abide in the line of reasoning or stand by it, be true to it. You can readily understand that there must be a significant difference between the mind that accepts the whole truth without a doubt of its working power and the one who doubts and questions every step of the way and only believes what is proved by sense of evidence. It is the one who awakens the interior perception or intuition who knows and understands how principle works, and whose faith in what it will do is based upon knowledge. Perfect understanding makes perfect faith. Therefore, perfect works will follow understanding. If there is very little understanding, there will be very little faith. Consequently, imperfect demonstrations will be the results. I forgot to tell you that our author was Jane Yarnall from Practical Healing for the Mind and Body from 1891. All right. Oof. Okay. So there was a lot going on in that. But part of it is why she explained why we ask for things and then get imperfect demonstrations. Okay. Because that happens a lot. It's like we ask for things and we don't get exactly what we want. We get something close, or we get something and it may not even resemble what we ask for. And it's because we didn't believe, or mostly it's we didn't believe. We didn't have the faith. But it could also be that we simply didn't ask for what we wanted in the truth. Okay? So there's a lot that goes on with that. Part of it simply being what we asked for wasn't quite in alignment with truth, or we didn't believe that we deserved what we asked for, or we didn't believe that we would get it. There's a lot. There's so much, but sometimes what we ask for, we don't believe we deserve, so we get some of it, but not enough of it, and then it just the trouble is that it reinforces our faith that we didn't deserve what we asked for, which is, a little crazy making. Sometimes what we ask for is so out of alignment with who we are. Okay, it's not necessarily out of alignment with truth. With good, maybe that's what it is. Sometimes what we ask for is so out of alignment with what it's so out of alignment with the truth that we are. It's not that it's not good, but it's out of alignment with who we are. That God goes, that the law, not even God, because God doesn't judge. The law goes, there's no way possible to bring you what you've asked for because you are not going to follow the steps to get what you want. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's what I mean by it being out of alignment with who you are. And if I could give you a really good example, I would, but I'm kind of flailing here. Because whatever it is that you've asked for, if it's not in alignment with who you are, like I could pray to get a starring role in a movie, and I have all of the faith, and then I'm going to use the money from that starring role to start up a charity. Okay. So, nothing in that is out of alignment with truth, but it is out of alignment with who I am. Okay. Because it means that, so the law is going to start showing me steps that I could take to get the starring role in a movie. Because notice I didn't pick a movie. That's too specific. But so to do that, well, what would I have to do? Well, first off, I have to be able to act. Second off, I need to start acting. And so I'm out of alignment with my truth because I don't, it's not who I am. I'm not an actor. I don't want, you can show me all of the auditions that you want, and I'm not going to go for those auditions. And to get a starring role in a movie, generally you have to have some credits to your name, so that's what Spirit would do. Spirit would start showing me auditions to like local plays and things like that. And it also might start showing me, hey, if you want a starring role, you need to move. And I like where I live. I don't want to move, so that's what I'm saying. So this starring role in this movie to start this charity is completely out of alignment with who I am, because I'm not going to follow the leads that Spirit is going to give me to do this. Now, do I still want to just start a charity? Sure. But if I'm going to start a charity, then I need to do something that's in alignment with me, and a starring role in a movie to get the seed money to do that is not me. Now, were I to want to start a charity, what would be much more in alignment with who I am is to chase a need in the community and to follow up with resources in my community that would donate to it. I did work for a brief period of time with I was actually for several years where I worked with a rescue group. Operations Pets Alive of the Woodlands is who I worked with, and I bottle fed for them. And they already have a number of resources in place that people donate to their organization, and they donate resources. I was a bottle feeder. I did not need the kitten food and the kitten milk. So I provided that myself. But what we did need was their vet services, because vet services are expensive. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, so that's much more in alignment, in line with who I am. So you see what she's talking about here. Abide in your truth. So you've got two truths that you have to abide into when you ask for things. The first truth you've got to abide into is Spirit, is God, is good, is life, is what you are asking for. All of these things. Is it good? Is it life affirming? Is it love affirming? Is it all of those? And then the other half of it, and it's a significant part of it, is the truth of you. Is what you are asking for in alignment with you. And notice, at no time am I talking about worthiness. Because if it is in alignment with who you are, and it is in alignment with life and love, then you are worthy. I shouldn't say obviously, because we all have worthiness issues. So, So when you are going to make a viable demonstration, then what you want to do is make sure that you are in alignment with good and alignment with you. And maybe that's why when I was studying Islam, my teacher was a Sikh, which is the mystical version. And in Islam, they talk about the three books. So you have the sacred literature, the books, i.e. the Bible and the Quran. And then you have the book of nature. It's important to be in alignment with nature, to follow and study the cycles of nature. But there's also the book of you. And I talk about it a lot because it's extremely important to know who you are and to know the you that God knows. And I can promise you that the you that God knows is not the boxes that you've been stuffed into. I'm not saying that they aren't part of who you are, but when you want to get to know who God knows you to be, you want to peel back the layers of who you have been told you are and get to know who God knows you to be. And that's part of when you know who you are, then you will do a much better job of asking for whatever it is that you are seeking from Spirit, to creating a demonstration that is perfect. But more importantly, it's perfect for you. And I just went somewhere completely different than I thought I was going to go this morning. So, because I asked myself for an example, and there we went. If there is very little understanding, there will be very little faith. Consequently, imperfect demonstrations will be the result. All right, that's the last line. So, where you want to spend your time is you want to get to know who God is. You want to get to know the source of your being. And you want to get to know who you are, especially in relation to the source of your own being. And once you do that, then amazing things can happen. And then you will start getting perfect demonstrations. And I'm going to remind you that perfect doesn't mean flawless. Okay? Look it up in the dictionary. Perfect means whole. So the messiness is included. And sometimes our demonstrations are messy. But when they are messy, we get to learn from that too. And that can increase our faith. And part of faith is getting to know who you are. All right. I think so. The mission today, should you choose to accept it, is to open the book of you in regards to the demonstration. This is not about worthiness. It really is about what you are willing to do. And that's when we ask for things, because God knows what we need. When we ask, it is signaling our willingness to Spirit to do. And that is an extremely important part of demonstrations. Okay. So, the mission today, should you choose to accept it, should we choose to accept it, is to open the book of you. To get to know ourselves, and get to know ourselves in relation to the source of our own being, to Spirit. Okay? And then see how that impacts your demonstrations. All right. Yeah. Now, the other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is part of getting to know the source of you, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. Be it big or small, it doesn't matter. Point is to do it. Okay. And it can be, I'm a big believer in take a deep breath before you speak. Give yourself that moment. As we come into the holiday series, as we come into the holiday season, I mean, we're fully into it, right? We're between It's Thanksgiving. We're between October or Halloween and Christmas and New Year's and all of that. To take that pause, to take that. And like on Thanksgiving, it's super important if you're going to be surrounded by family to, when somebody asks you a question, to take that pause before you answer. Mostly because you know where that conversation could go. And then you have to ask yourself, do you want to have that conversation? So take a deep breath before you speak. Especially to yourself, especially because today we were talking about demonstration, and demonstration has nothing to do with worthiness. Nothing to do with worthiness. You are a beloved child of God. You're always worthy. It does have everything to do with what you're willing to do. So, all right. And asking for things in alignment with you, not just with God, but with you. All right. Where was I going? I don't even know. Oh, the rest of to do something, the love, kind, compassionate. It can be one thing. It can be three things. It can be all things. In the end, my goal is to do all things. And to take a break. Like I like to say, the human equivalent of turning yourself off and turning yourself on again, which is to take a nap, to take a walk, to take a break. What else is loving, kind, and compassionate? You have an infinite variety of things, and you got to do things that are special to you. I'm trying to give you basic suggestions, but you know what's loving, kind, and compassionate for you. And the goal is that everything you do be loving and kind and compassionate. There are times that we are going to have hard conversations. There are times that we are going to have to pick up and do hard things. If we can do them in loving, kind, and compassionate ways, it will go better for everybody. That's why I encourage you to practice on yourself. And because you deserve your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion. So, where was I? Oh, one of the other things I like to say is eat dessert first. The reason I say this is because none of us know how long we've got. So, as I say, I believe chocolate is the first step to fixing anything, but I also remind you that it means don't save the good stuff. Go out of your way to make the ordinary extraordinary a little more often. Why save all of that for a holiday when you can turn an ordinary Tuesday into an extraordinary Tuesday? And it doesn't have to be every Tuesday, but I think more often than not. Yeah? Okay. Celebrate your life. Celebrate your life. Celebrate the lives of the people that you love. I also want to remind you that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. Therefore, no matter what is happening in your life, you deserve joy. So make room for joy. Make room for joy. It is a necessary part of life. Honest to God, it is a necessary part of life. So I want to remind you to make room for joy. All right. The rest of the suggestions are basic and easy. To do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like today. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important, especially if there's going to be any alcohol involved. Alcohol can be dehydrating, so get a little extra water in there, okay? I'm not telling you not to drink. I'm just telling you to drink more water if you do. Your brain works better, your body works better, and your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. I do encourage you also to get that early in your day bright light. I started my day a whole lot later than I usually do, and it's good. And it's overcast out there, so like I'm using the artificial light to get my brain going, which is the other reason I started a little late, because I was like, I needed to wake up, and I don't drink coffee, so I needed the light to do it. All right. And like I said, it's 5 to 10 minutes of bright light on your face. That will help to reset those circadian rhythms. So please take advantage of that. I was going somewhere and I forgot where I was going. Oh, I have a quote for you. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around you all the time. As I said, because we talked about it yesterday. Heaven is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness, just like hell. They are not places, but our mindset makes them so. So open the windows of your soul. Allow that to show you that everything around you is made of God. And that everyone around you is a beloved child of God. I know sometimes we got that one person in our life that we're like, how? And that's okay. You can see them as a beloved child of God, and it means you can do it from a distance. I always want to remind you of that. Just because you are seeing everybody as a beloved child of God doesn't mean you have to do it up close. You can do it from a safe distance. All right? Okay. What was I about to say? I don't know. I've lost track of my thoughts there. But I am going to remind you, if you are working on that heavenly mindset, you can always take Emma Curtis Hopkins' advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay? When you look for the good, and I like to look for the little good. That's where I'm going to quote Gandalf. It's the small, ordinary kindnesses that hold back the dark. Okay? Look for the little. Because there's so many little goods in your life that they add up to the big good. All right? Okay. Yeah. Yep. Count your blessings. Random acts of service. Volunteer service. And those are just suggestions that'll help change your mind. Literally change your mind. Science has proven that if you want to change a grumpy mood, those are the ways to do it. All right. I'm just going to move forward here. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I thoroughly encourage you to take advantage of all of that. Take care of yourself. Oh, yep. Nope. That's not where I was going. There are hours of content on both of the YouTube channels. I'm going to remind you, yes, what? Email info@creativelife.org if you want to know what's going on at the center, with the center. It's a constant contact, and the hot links are hot. And you get about one email a week, because it's a real person doing it. It's not a bot doing it. All right. I probably need to eat something. I bet my blood sugar is just dropping like a stone right now. Okay. Let me wrap this up. I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a Thanksgiving day, a get to know open the book of you day, a get to know yourself day, a recognize who you are day, a work on your faith day, a build up your spiritual muscles day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You're a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented. Always. Get to know the truth of you. Like I said, open the book of you. Thank you, Dr. Frager, for that reminder. That was my teacher, Dr. Frager, Dr. Robert Frager. He taught spiritual psychology in Islam. And that's where I learned about the book of you. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.